Okay, let's just keep on going. Right. So, slope. Now remember, slope, m, I'll write it as m, remember, m. Slope is rise over run. I'm not doing any fancy equations right now, all right, because I don't see any points I need to put into an equation. It's just rise over run is the slope of a line, okay? So, I know what the slope is. It's 0.5. Right, I'm going to put it right there. That is 0.5, okay? That's the slope. What I know is the run. Right, a 7-foot run, okay? So I know the denominator, okay? There we go. Now, what I don't know is how high will the roof rise. I don't know the rise, okay? So let's just write x for it, all right? I don't know the numerator. And that's it. You've now got to find out what x is. Now, to get to the x, because it's got 7 being divided by it, okay? It's been divided by 7. To get rid of the 7, you'd multiply by 7, like do the reciprocal. But if I do this, if I put a 7 there, okay, but also a 7 on the other side, okay, being multiplied, then what I'm saying here is they will cancel. Great, that leaves me with the x. Now all you're saying is what's 7 times a half, or half of 7, and that's 3.5. If I had to sketch it, okay, here we go, a run of 7 feet, if it goes up 3.5 feet, okay, 3.5, okay, the slope will be a half, okay, rise over run, okay, that's what slope is. Now, let's move on to things where you actually have to calculate things. So anyway, that's the answer for that one, okay? Right, okay, here we go. Slope of a line. Now this is where you're using that formula. Remember this? Slope. Still rise over run, but that is, the rise is the difference between the y's. Okay, so here's the formula. Some of you on the test were doing it upside down or using the wrong numbers, over the run, which is the difference in the x values. Okay? So, I'm going to call this here y2, the second y. Alright, so that's 6.6. I'm going to subtract. What am I subtracting? Okay, so here's the y1. I'm subtracting 6. All over. Right, here's x1. Sorry, x2, the second x. Okay, that's negative 4.1. And I'm subtracting. What am I subtracting? x1. Okay, so there's the x1, the y1, the x2, and the y2. Label them first if you need to. And I'm taking away, now watch this, I'm taking away, I'm not taking away 0.7, I'm taking away negative 0.7. Alright, so I've put it in parentheses. That's the thing I'm taking away. Now remember, 2 negatives make a positive. So that on the bottom will actually be negative 4.1 plus 0.7. Now you can use your calculators on this, guys, alright? That is going to give you, okay, that equals negative 3.4. Put in your calculator if you need to. So, here we go. That is negative 3.4 on the bottom. I can easily do this top one. 6.6 take away 6 is 0.6. Right? Now I'm going to bring up the calculator because I can't do these big divisions in my head. Alright? So, let's have a look. Programs, accessories. I mean, I could have brought up my phone, but let's just do it here. You probably see it now. Right, 0.6. So 0.6 divided by 3.4. I know it's negative, so I'll put the answer in anyway. Okay, that gives me 0.17. Alright, now it does say to the nearest tenth, alright? Alright, so 0.17. So the answer is, okay, for this, 0.17 to the nearest tenth, that is 0.2. Now remember, it's minus, so that is the answer. Okay? Negative 0.2. That is the slope because I used this formula. Alright, so I'm not sure what some of you are doing on the test, but there you go. Okay? Right, let's have a look at, I'm going to erase some of this, of course. So let me just get a big eraser. Okay, so just obviously just replay that if you need to. Okay, let's have a look at this. Slope of a line. Again, a lot of you got this wrong on the test, and here's why. There's a lot of algebra involved in this one. Okay, to find the slope, you need to have the y equals mx plus b formula. Okay, you need it that because the m next to the x. Sorry about this, guys. My phone. Let me just turn it off. the wife calling. Anyway, so the number next to the x is the slope. Now, it's not here. Okay, that is not it there because this is not written as y equals. I need to get to that y by itself. And I think that's where some people struggled on the test. Now then, to get to the y by itself, well, first of all, I don't want that 3x there, okay? How to get rid of a positive 3x? I subtract a 3x. Okay, if I do that, it's like saying, great, got rid of it. But don't forget, I need to subtract a 3x from this side as well, right-hand side. So let me just see what I've got. I'll just kind of circle this right now and then write it clearer over on the right-hand side. So I've got negative 5y, and that equals 24 minus 3x, which is the same as negative 3x plus 24. Not too worried about how you write it. If you want to write 24 minus 3x, you can do, okay? So there we go, because normally we write the x first. That is it. All I've done is take away 3x. Now, for some of you, you can't take away a 3x from a 24. They're two different things. All you can write is 24 minus 3x, or negative 3x plus 24. You can't combine x's with numbers. All right, so that's it so far. How to get to the y by itself? I divide by negative 5. Don't divide by 5. The number next to the letter is negative 5. Divide everything by negative 5. Everything by negative 5. Okay, now I'm going to cross off this. There we go. That's gone. So I've now got the y by itself. Right, great. Now what's left on the right-hand side? Right, what's negative over negative? Positive. Two negatives. All I've got is 3/5. It's positive 3/5 x. Okay? And I'll write this at the end. Oops, that should be minus. Think about it. Positive over negative is a negative. Okay, so I was about to write positive. But it's negative 24 over 5. So I can write 24 over 5 is 24 over 5. If it was 25 over 5, great, I could write 5 because I can actually do the division. But really, that number at the end is not important because, look, remember, the number next to the x is the slope. The slope for this is 3/5. Okay?